We back with Pointshootshotem. Right now we filming an interview for GPO. He goes by
GreatPicsOnly.
GreatPicsOnly. EJ. Feel me? Right now we finna like get into his videograph journey and photograph journey. EJ, how did you get started into like the filmmaking world?
So honestly, it's actually like real crazy how it came about. Like honestly, I've been doing the acting side. I've been doing that for about I want to say about 7 to 8 years. And what had happened was I was just filming for a show, and what had happened, I picked up a camera one day, just taking some pictures on some behind the scenes, little just because. And eventually I was like, wait a minute, like these pics right here are actually like real tough, real fire. And I was coming out with just taking pics of me and my people around. So eventually I did a shoot for my clothing brand I used to have called Ignore Negativity, and I brought that in, take pics for it, and I was like, yo, I could really do this. So about like 2 or 3 weeks later, I just went on OfferUp, bought myself a Canon T6i, and literally $300 and just made it happen. And eventually I just started taking pics with me, my people around me at school, and eventually it just kind of came up to be what it is today.
Right, and the Canon T6i is your first camera right now?
First camera, and the crazy thing about it is that I'm still running with it for my pictures to this day. Like 2 years deep, it covers everything on my picture in. I'm not really the biggest like camera wizard, camera tech, but the main thing about it is that it still does everything it needs to. And most people wouldn't even know that.
Right. You got that right, bros. Do you ever think about upgrading your camera gear? Do you ever think about upgrading as far as like going out there buying extra gear for like the whole camera thing?
So honestly, I really buy a lot of side equipment when it comes to just like, whether it be tripods, investing in lighting, investing in, like I said, lighting equipment, whether it's just handheld, making sure everything's good on that end of it. Do I want to upgrade camera down the line? 1,000%. I'm like I said, I'm not really the biggest camera savvy person. But I do know I want a Canon R6, that's really like, something down the line that would be real fire for me. Should be a real good investment and should just be real tough on the picture end. So that's gonna be probably my next purchase when I do just take that little big jump and make that happen. But overall, for what I have now, I shoot on the XC10 that some family basically had lended to me, and that's my video side, and T6i for the pictures. Between those two bouncing back and forth, it's been real great.
GPO, can you touch more on like the business side of the videographer world, as far as like what you experienced going through it?
Honestly, it's been really good for me as of recent, I would say. Over time, like it definitely takes a lot of time to get into it. I started off doing a bunch of free work. Like literally the way I came up was literally just free work for a bunch of different people, whether it was sports or just going to parties taking pictures, or like I said, literally just taking pictures of me and my friends. But eventually people started wanting to pay me for stuff, and then so I just starting off with small prices. Literally was doing like 30-minute shoots for $15. I was still in school, and when I was in summer I just started building for small things, and eventually you just have to keep leveling up with payments and starting to just connect with more people. So a lot of my stuff, I usually try and be the reasonable, kind of affordable photographer that gets booked consistently. So that's kind of the lane of how I've been, whether it's sports world or party world or literally just regular portrait pics. I like being consistent. So I might have clients that I may not have worked with in 8 to 12 months just happen to reach back out to me out of nowhere and just lock in on work. So the main thing with the business side is really just continuous marketing, continuous progression. I start running ads, and just gotta keep pushing it. Consistency is the main thing.
Yeah, that's right. Being consistent. Hold on, GPO. I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's driving your success, and what's driving you off route? If you ever been driven off route from the success route.
I say what drives my success is being able to consistently. I feel like so much joy in being able to help other people out with their lives. So I'm just gonna continuously want to be able to look out for people. Not saying money wise, if I can look out for somebody with my platform, with my work, and bring emotions with my work. Where sometimes I've made clients cry off work before. So being able to see that I can uplift other people's lives, that's 1,000% gonna drive me all the time. I always tell people money is never my drive. as much as I want money as everybody else, it's never gonna be my like, oh, I'm doing every single job just to get paid, or I need to go get the biggest haul of money. And that's always been me. I've really just, wanting, I want to get paid, of course, but the main thing is just making sure I get my content right, look out for people when I can, and stay the course. So as to the other half of the question, whatever drove me off course is times where I may have been too down to where it's like, oh, I'm low on money, so now I gotta, start working every little way possible, trying to figure out what I can do to get paid, whether, get thrown off track like that. Or just times where I may have a setback in work or down periods, where you may not get booked on that end of it. And that's how I could easily throw off somebody's mental. When you're in this creative side, a lot of it has to do with, just how much you put into it. But when you feel like you're putting it in so much work and not getting rewarded for it, it's definitely draining. And I do this full time, so I'm consistently in an everyday battle. Like, okay, what can I do today? What can I get done? What can I handle? And how can I get better? I have on my phone at the start of 7 a.m. every morning, it pops up with a reminder saying to be 1% better than yesterday.
Right.
So that's like, consistent, just my main thing. So that's throwing me off course for sure. And then, just family sometimes can be outside factors where it's just like, oh, you gotta do better on this, and sometimes.
Yeah, they got their own opinions on things, but they're not, people have their own opinions on things, but they're not doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like their opinion is really flawed to me because they're not doing what I'm doing. So how can they tell me how to do something right when they don't even have a camera in their hand when, certain people say their opinions on things, but they're not picking up the camera and actually doing what I'm doing,
And that's the biggest thing to it, because when you're in this world, it's from a third person perspective, they don't see what's on the schedule. They don't see the work that goes onto it unless it's literally posted. So if they don't see your social media, then it's like, oh, what are you doing now? Or, oh, you're at home all the time. Or even when you're not home, you're not bringing in this certain amount of money, or you're not doing this little piece of it. So the main thing is, like, you kind of just have to ignore that negativity and really just factor into yourself that, whether it's talking to other creatives that may be going through what we're going through, like how you just related to me on that there. Yeah. That's a big thing right there that can, like I said, definitely throw you off course. But the main thing is just like consistently keep doing you. That's the biggest thing I can tell somebody. Literally keep doing you, stay positive through it. As long as you're consistent, as long as you have a will to learn, and as long as you have a will to keep going, there will be a way. So
GPO as creators, like, normally when people see us, pick up a camera, they expect us to just film anything out here. And I just feel like as creators, we can film anything, but it's like there are certain things we really like to film and there are certain things we don't like to film. So for you, it's like, what's your favorite type of content to film, and what is your favorite, and what is your least favorite content you don't like to film?
Okay, so honestly, the easiest thing I can say when it comes to favorite would be music video work. And the reason I say music video work is because of the creativity that I can put into it. Depending on the artist, I might have the flexibility to literally kind of film anything in any set that I want. Not saying, just set like any form of location I want, and literally just be able to edit it how I please. When I get that form of creative control, there's so much more you can do. And, just being on that side of it. And another thing that I want to get into as well is short films. Just me being in the acting side myself, I've seen short films, I've been in it. So that's something I will get into down the line that will probably, I know for sure, will be one of my favorites when it comes to content creation. And as to least favorite, I would say probably maybe I want to say event recaps, but to an extent it's more like corporate event recaps to an extent. I don't really like too much of the corporate side. I like more of the work where I can kind of connect with my clients and it's not feeling like I'm just a man with a camera. I like being EJ that happens to be GPO as the form of just being, oh, that's the guy we pay to have, do the camera work. So, corporate side, corporate events isn't really too much for me as, when it's not connective. So that would probably be my least favorite.
Yeah. What's your favorite editing software to use?
The funniest thing is that I'm a CapCut user.
All right.
When it comes to video work, every single video I put out is a CapCut made film, and every picture things usually always been Camera Raw, which is basically like kind of an extension of Lightroom to an extent. Works the exact same kind of way. those been what I've used. I literally used CapCut since the start, from when I didn't even have a MacBook and was on my phone, and then moved it over to MacBook CapCut, and that's literally just been running for me. And then pictures, I started off using a bunch of different stuff. I used to use PixArt, which is a funny little thing, but now it's just like, pure Camera Raw, which, like I said, is pretty much exactly like Lightroom, so it just runs the exact same way. And yeah, it's real good. CapCut always updates, always comes with new stuff, so that's my move right there.
GPO, where you from?
I'm from Long Beach. I'm from Long Beach, California. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. See, I grew up in Long Beach for about like 7 to 8 years of my life, but I've always been associated with Long Beach to an extent. Like, I went from like Cerritos. I was born at Long Beach Memorial, moved to Cerritos, moved to Long Beach again, because I think I was at Long Beach before Cerritos, to be specific, and then I went to Compton. I was in Compton for about 7 to 8 years, actually living in a 1-bedroom back house. So I've literally been bouncing around, and to LA, to Lakewood, and that's pretty much just where I'm at now. So
Right, but you repping Long Beach though.
I'm repping Long Beach. You know how that goes.
Sure.
I'm repping Long Beach District. That's me. That's me right there.
Yeah, Long Beach up.
Yes, sir.
Like, what's like one of your favorite projects you ever worked on? Like, if you could think of a project where it's like it'd be like one of your favorites, if you have one, you have a favorite project?
I would say when it comes to pictures, my favorite project was definitely being able to shoot at Rolling Loud. 1,000% on that, because it was a crazy experience, because I really wasn't supposed to be there filming, or taking pics in general. I happened to get in there and just, regularly have my camera and the T6i that you're not supposed to bring, because you can't have cameras with detachable lenses, but I happened to get in there with it, and I was able to sneak into the set media area for Uzi and Future's performances. So I literally got Uzi and Future pictures, got the Future Pics headline on my page, and that was pretty much probably my best time, because I was literally just casually being a concert goer and just able to take pictures there. So on the picture side, 1,000% that. If I had to say videos, one of me and Young Legend music videos. We got a bunch of them.
For sure, man. So you like going to concerts?
Yes, I do concerts, events side. Honestly, I'm not a real outside person, but outside is just always where I am. Doing this side of it, I happen to do a lot of parties, events, and concerts would be like the blessing if I could really be like a true concert photographer, because I love being in that environment, love being able to connect with artists, and then just seeing like the fans on that side of it. It's a real great side. So
right,
definitely that.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as far as being a creator? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
The crazy thing about it is that, it's really hard to put that question, to an answer for me, that I would say. But, I'm only saying that because of how fast I've grown in the last 2 years. I've done so much work over the course of it, and I'm constantly doing stuff daily, monthly. It's crazy to put it how I see myself in 5 years, but big goals that I do have for myself, I would say, would definitely be a big YouTube content creator. Is going to be a big side for me, whether it's putting out behind the scenes content, putting out just, teaching people how to become cameramen, videographers, photographers on that side. And then I would just say, I want to be one of the top music video filmers in the game. That's a big thing right there. And I want to just say one of the top photographers. Of course, I don't want to say any form of the best, but you already know my main thing is just to be great. I never really care.
Right, be great at what you do, pretty much.
Great at what I do. That's the biggest thing. So like I said, just what I do, just on improve bigger levels. That's the biggest thing right there.
Is there any creators out there you would like to collaborate with?
Honestly, definitely down the line, probably one of my biggest, inspirations in general when it comes to this side, I would say it's Cole Bennett. So that's like big long-term goal.
Oh shit, Cole Bennett? Damn.
Yeah,
I like Cole. I like how Cole does his shit too. Ain't gonna lie.
The way Cole works and the way Cole just be like, he's a big inspiration just in terms of like the way he just vibes and gets to pick and choose how he works. So I'm just like, being able to do that, be so loose and creative with it. Being able to work with Cole, whether it's me just being able to take behind the scene pictures on set. If I was filming, in film down the line, that would be outstanding. That's just, like I said, that's just big inspiration right there. I watch so much Cole work. It would be a blessing to be able to be in that side.
Right. I look at Cole, and I also look at YC Imaging.
Oh, YC, yeah, I've seen YC too. Yeah,
I fuck with YC.
Yeah, YC is real cold. So it's like, hey,
cold, man.
that's a big side right there. And then like just in terms of like content creators work, like maybe an artist I'd say I want to work with down the line. Hey, yeah, biggest goal for me is easy like a Wayne video. Like if I get to do a Wayne video, I'm set for life. The same way people said that whole like, oh, if I work with Kanye, I'm set for life. Oh, if I work with Wayne, I'm set. So
yeah, shout out to Lil Wayne.
Shout out to Wayne, man, literally. So pretty much a lot of that right there.
Yo, like, do you think gear matters when it comes to creating gear?
So I think gear matters, but I think that gear matters when it comes to creating for sure. But the thing is, if you have solid gear, you can still know how to maximize that gear. Because, I've seen videos, I was just speaking on Cole. Cole has shot whole music videos on iPhones and edited them through maybe CapCut or maybe just through a little soft, easy content platform. So the main thing is you can, of course, have the best gear in the game when it comes to that. But as long as you have stuff that you know how to work with, that you know how to maximize, you can still get the job done and you can still create great work. So nobody on here should ever let gear be an excuse to not be able to create. That's the biggest thing I would say.
Yeah, a lot of creators do get like that.
Yeah, they buy the craziest stuff and, now let me upcharge this, and this. And, people, like I said, most people wouldn't even know what I work on because I don't really have clients ask me what I film on. But the main thing is it'll be like, okay, you still get to do the job done. As long as you're producing great content.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters right there.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And like I said, of course, hey, I would love to have, these 6K cams, top MacBooks, top pictures. Like
a lot
I said,
of stuff is expensive.
It's pricey for sure. So, when I get to that level, I get there. But the main thing is I'm going to keep maximizing what I have and do it to the best. So. Right. I'm gonna be filming an iPhone soon. Sometime down the line, it's gonna happen. So that's a big thing right there.
Yo, like when I first started filming, I was filming with my hand. I still film with my hand to this day. I also noticed that some camera creators struggle with filming with their hand. Like, how do you master handheld filming?
Craziest thing is sports. Sports will force you to figure out how to, literally go with that cam handhelds. Whether it's having a ball track. To say sports specific, I would say football to be specific. Football used to work, having to track a QB, get the ball out their hands real quick, having to track the ball and get it to the receiver in time. That was like probably one of the biggest things that just tracked it and probably got my stabilization right because,
Stabilization, yes, that is one, bro. Yeah. Handheld. I mastered handheld by doing music videos.
That's
all right. And I ain't gonna lie, I did struggle, but that's how I mastered filming with my hand because I've been filming for what I think since 2000. I think I started filming in 2018.
Okay.
So I've been filming for a long time right now, but I believe I mastered my handheld with the music videos.
Yeah. Like I said, that takes a lot of time for it because, you can for sure get stuff in frame wide, but it's like, when it comes to getting it there, having it stable, that's for sure a lot of work right there. So that just took a lot of groundwork. Like I said, sports will literally force you to get that, especially when you're filming, trying to get that real type of playing right there.
GPO, like, do you have like a favorite lens you like to use, bro? Like, being out here, we got our favorite lenses, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I got my favorite lenses.
See, honestly, I would say, like I said, I'm not even the biggest camera savvy person. Okay. This is an 18 through 135 right here. Mostly covers everything I need, whether it's portrait pics. I can still go and film a basketball game if it came down to it. I can do some distance, sports pics. Just for the versatility of it, this would definitely be that. But I would say what I did try that I need to have again, one of my good photographer friends, Joseph Kling, J Kling Photos, actually let me use his 85 millimeter, like straight up. I think it was like a 1.8, 1.4, something like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful right there. I need that ASAP.
Sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Probably, It was just beautiful. It was beautiful to use. So I'm like, that would probably be one of my favorites for sure.
I feel like one of my favorite lenses to use is a wider lens. Like, I got a wide lens right now, which is a 20 millimeter, but I want to go wider.
Yeah.
But I feel like I like shooting wide.
Mm-hmm.
I do like shooting close-ups, but I think the closest that I would go, as far as like my sweet spot, is a 35.
35.
Why? Because it's still close, but it's still not close, you know? And I also, well, my Sony camera, I can zoom in, I crop zoom.
Oh yeah, you do a little crop zoom.
So I can like get, I think I could zoom into like either, I think 45 millimeters or 50 or 135. I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, and
I know it zooms in more,
it
you know,
magnifies it.
But yeah, I think my sweet spot is 35.
That 35 is a beautiful.
I do want to shoot wider, I ain't gonna lie. I do want to shoot wider.
You ever try fish eye?
Huh?
You ever try fish eye?
Fish eye. I mean, I got the fish eye fix, you know, but I never tried a fish eye lens before, only because fish eye, they do shoot a certain way. So I do like the fish eye effect, but would I buy a fish eye camera? No, because it's only one shot, you know, and I don't want to shoot fish eye all day, you know, so I want to be able to like do my own thing with the other lenses, man.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. Let's be able to mix it in a little bit. Yeah, no, I haven't tried it myself, but that's literally going to be my next, you know, that's probably going to be my next lens purchase. At least just when it comes to pictures, you know, being able to try that for it, you know, get those little different looks. I'm into that, like, you know, just out of pocket, like out of the regular abnormal type of pictures when it comes to just those little like crazy little fisheye looks. So that's definitely gonna be a good lane right there. Because my good friend Ken Ford does it, bro, he goes crazy. So I'm like, you know, definitely want to get that going for sure.
All right, GPO, what's next for you, man? What's next?
So I think the biggest thing for me right now is getting the open mic platform really booming crazy right now. So this summer I will be working with some of the hottest artists out here in LA. That's definitely the big thing. And then down the line when I travel, I'm gonna be working with the biggest, you know, not the biggest, but to be specific, but I'm gonna be working with big artists just everywhere I go. So, you know, I've done a bunch of work with a bunch of different people, a bunch of different clients, and I'm definitely grateful for every single one of them that I work with. But now it's like, okay, let me go and just lock in with the big names, because when people see you around big names, they consider you as a big name person yourself. So the biggest thing is just, you know, for me, it's getting that platform type of building and just connecting with bigger people, getting bigger budgets, you know, working with bigger artists, you know, being able to do crazier work. So that's the biggest thing right there. Let's get it done.
All right, GPO, let everybody know how to find you, you know.
How to find me? GreatPicsOnly on Instagram, GreatPicsOnly on YouTube. My main account is EJ. You know, I'm building a lot of work, a lot of photography work, a lot of videographer work, and, you know, if you need to reach me for bookings, the rates are always going to be affordable and cheap. You know, I won't say cheap, but they're going to be affordable. So, you know, if you want to tap in with me, let's get it done, let's work, and I would say stay great.
All right, that's GPO, everybody. Shout out to GPO. Tapping with GPO, GreatPicsOnly, you feel me?
Yeah.
Coming straight out of Long Beach, California. You know what I'm saying? We got you. Over and out, y'all. Catch y'all back at the next one.
Yes, sir.